I'm gonna slam a Jewel. Worst thing that could happen to us would be Airlingus. We just need to not get hit by Airlingus. That's exactly what's happening. Alright, welcome back. I'm going to let y'all in on a little secret. I have 3 balls in my Jewel list. Right in front of you, as you can see here, Trinisphere, aka 3-ball, making it into the main deck. The first time I ran this list, I 5-0'd. So hopefully we can replicate that today. It felt pretty strong. In the past, we've always felt like we wanted more accessible, cheaper options, right? And when Stock Up was printed, boom. Beautiful, beautiful for us. However, I would like more. And Trinisphere is something that we had played, I had tried very early on, mostly as like a one-of that you can get with Transmute. It didn't work great that way. However, a few things have changed. Obviously, just the overall construction of the deck. The composition with Stock Up. It was a lot harder previously to get the blue count where you wanted it to be, right? We didn't have Sink into Stupor, like MH3 wasn't out yet. This is when we were trying Trinisphere. And we didn't have Stock Up, so it was tougher to leverage, and more recently, Builder Burn, aka Press Love, Jewel Enthusiast, was playing some Trinispheres in the sideboard, and one in the main, which I don't love. I think you want to lean into the card if you want to play it. And it's really good in this combo-filled meta, which is changing. You know, there's a lot of stuff happening post-ban, obviously. But there's still some common combo matchups that we do want to be prepared for, namely Show and Tell. So the Show and Tell decks have a really difficult time with Trinisphere. Obviously, we're pretty good against them just fighting, you know, with counterspells, but then we also have Defiler, which is just a nightmare for them. And Trinisphere, of course, if they, you know, put an Atraxa in, then they can't really do anything else, certainly with the cards that they drew. And a lot of times they're stuck under the Trinisphere, and if we can untap and Jewel at that point, pretty good for us. Or if they put in Omniscience, presumably they've tapped out, or at least don't have 3 more mana, or even if they do, they can only cast 1 more spell. It stops them dead in their tracks. I've just been absolutely smashing Show and Tell, which is a nice feature. And I think one thing I want to try is moving back into Saga. I know we go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. But I think Saga is very good with Trinisphere. If you lock your opponent out quickly enough and make tokens, that's a really easy way to kill. Saga is just a good card to have underneath a Trinisphere. And City was admittedly a bit awkward with Stock Up. City, Chrome Mox, Stock Up felt awkward, right? You have the acceleration from Chrome Mox, and it felt good that you were doing it with permanent mana, but City isn't totally permanent, right? Not as awkward as like, or it felt equally as awkward sometimes as like using a pedal to Stock Up. So Saga, Ancient Tomb, lots of blue and printable lands, total of 20 lands, plus the 3 Chrome Mox, more 3-drops that are accessible, more supplemental action, that being Saga, that being sometimes Trinisphere, of course, the fact that Stock Up was printed. Generally speaking, I think this improves what is the biggest problem for Jewel, which is consistency, right? Sometimes I fire up a league and I just walk through it. It's just a cakewalk. That's what just happened to me. It feels great. It makes me feel like this is the best deck you could possibly play. And then some other times, I open up hands and every single hand is either 1-lander or 2-lander, but too many bigger clunky cards, or you've got good mana, but you don't have action, you just have copy effects. That can be a problem with the nature of copy effects. So there can be some inconsistencies, and I think we've taken a few measures to reduce that inconsistency and still maintain a certainly a power level that I'm comfortable with. And I think given the nature of Saga and Trinisphere and what they do to the game, I think that is consistent with running fewer copy effects, and at the same time, our copy effects are more useful more often, which is what Saga does for you, right? And then given that we were already pretty good against combo before, and now we're playing main deck Trinispheres, we can trim on Golem, we can trim on Force of Negation, and we can play ley lines. I mean, you don't have to. There's some room in the sideboard to play with. You can kind of pick what 8 you want, basically. You can play Consigned Memories. I just don't love them. We're not like... We're more of a tap-out deck. I would like to play towards that. Leyline does that. Force Negation does that. Golem, Grid. These are all tap-out strategies, right? But yeah, I'm pretty pumped. Let's see how it goes. See you in round 1. Alright, here we are in round 1, playing against JoaoCelestini. We're on the draw. We've got a slow hand, but I'm going to keep because it is functional. And this deck can get a bit clunky. Noble Hierarch, sure. Ancient Tomb is not bad. Gonna go ahead and play a tap land and pass. Probably some sort of Nadu deck. But it could be a more like fairish Maverick type thing. Almost definitely Nadu though. They're gonna Zenith for 2. Keen-Eyed Curator. Interesting. Okay. Not really too worried about that. When we draw a Jewel, I think I'm actually going to go for Jewel. Or show and telling a Jewel. Like, non-zero chance we just pop up and win, but I can always just transmute this Jewel away so that they're not stealing it. If they just happen to have a Collect Roof and decided not to play it last turn, sure. Well, they've got a Nadu, so that, I mean, that is pretty... somewhat problematic, of course. I do have a force now, so I can force like whatever thing they want to put alongside this Nadu. I really would have liked to have transmuted Jewel away to maybe get an engine. I don't think I'm going to be re-jewelling here. Although I could always Otawara my Jewel if I have to. Definitely transmuting. Could just get a ring. Obviously, in a lot of ways, it's a downgrade. Can also get Monolith. Get Monolith and cast ring. That way I don't take damage. And I'll have a Monolith in play so that when I Paradox Engine, hopefully next turn, it's a lot better. Yeah. It's a very strange line. I don't think I've ever, like, quite taken this line, but I think it's good. It makes sense. I drew a Transmute. That's pretty good. And hopefully Force gets us through this turn, and then Engine just wins the game next turn. I mean, non-zero chance we don't kill them next turn, but then still don't die and get to win the following turn. We'll see here. They're going to Swords their own thing out of desperation to draw more cards. I'm fine with that. Find a Halfling. That's also fine. Land, Halfling, sure. 1 card in hand. Exile my Jewel. That doesn't really matter. Sure. Alrighty. We pass the turn. We draw a Jewel. Another Force. Another Ring. Don't have the mana to Engine yet. If I had a Chrome Mox, it'd maybe transmute into like Grim Monolith so I could cast Engine. But I don't think I need to rush here. I think we just re-ring. And I'm fine with just passing, going to discard. Yeah. Discard Seagate Restoration. I could have discarded Jewel. It would have been reasonable as well. Let's just draw a card. Another Jewel. Alright. Ponder, no shuffle. 2 cards in hand. They did find something that they at least want. Nomads, no thank you. We will pitch Sink into Stupor. They've got 1 card. I'm going to eat some more with Keen-Eyed Curator. We don't really care about. Sure. Nom nom nom. It is a 7/7, but I don't really care. We go to 13. Chrome Mox is a good draw. Very good draw. Trinisphere. Alright, so now Do I just win? I play land, play engine, then I Chrome Mox. I can draw more cards, and I can imprint something. Yeah, sounds good. And then Trinisphere is even netting mana. Engine, Chrome Mox. As well draw the cards now. Okay. Going to imprint the transmute, play Trinisphere, draw more cards. Yeah, I'm okay with my own Trinisphere resolving here. And I will play a copy artifact, we'll draw more cards, we'll make mana, we can copy Monolith. Now we just have oodles of mana. Play Jewel. And we should be able to make enough mana here. We'll play another Jewel to just cast this Emrakul. Copy Nadu, you know. The Emrakul. We can reset our ring. We could find a Metamorph and keep casting Emrakul. They're done for. Alright, so the mid-range Nadu deck, it looks like the non-breakfast one. I want Golem. I like Needle. I like Defiler. Dismembers. I'll play my forces. I think I'm kind of priced into taking Show and Tell out. Don't mind trimming a Chrome Mox. Means I can trim a Jewel. Do I want additional forces for Green Sun Zenith? Probably. Also, do I want Trinisphere? Might be a little suspect on the draw. Alright. I'll reconsider. I think on the play, I'll probably play Trinisphere. Maybe even Defense Grid, we'll see. There's still one in the deck. Yeah, I don't mind this hand. A little slow, but it's well-rounded. It probably gets beat by the best of hands that they could play or have. Alright, Ponder Shuffle. Sure. Let me draw a Golem. Guess I don't hate that. Play Otawara. Another Ponder. I think if they play a mana... Well... I'm not sure what I want to do with this Dismember. We'll see what they play. If they play Nomads, then I'll probably Dismember it. If they play a Mana Dork... I don't know. They don't do either. Sure. Wouldn't shock me if they had Consigned to Memory. That's not a bad one. Do we force a Consigned to Memory? Well, you do not have to make that choice. At least now, if they have Uncounterable Nadu, you can at least Dismember it. Mana force back up. I'd like to just draw another land. Teferi. Well, I will put a force on the stack for that one. Go to one of these stock ups. I'm gonna force back. Yeah? That's super annoying for sure. We on Saga or Monolith? Probably Monolith? Maybe not. About Saga. Wonder if they have another force. If they don't, this Lodestone's probably going to be a big problem for them. Excuse me. I apologize for the coughing. I still got a nasty cold. Alright, Saga's in. I could stock up. I think I'm going to Golem, though. And hope they don't have double force. They do not. They like that. We'll get Teferi in play, which is annoying. Does mean we can F6. Take up Teferi. They got Caracas. They're going for a Nadu here. If they do, they'll be tapped out, and then I can Dismember. Get a Zenith. It's also fine. Collector Roof. Yeah, that's fine. Let's just go ahead and kill this Oof. Obviously, I don't expect them to block when we attack Teferi, so mostly it doesn't matter. But I really want this Teferi gone. I don't want it to be able to bounce something again. Probably in huge trouble if that were to have happened eventually. Yep, here's the Nadu. And Trinisphere is interesting. Oh. Well, definitely getting key. I guess I could get Needle for Nomads. I just need the mana though. Yeah, let's go key. I'd much rather draw a land or just some sort of mana. I could stock up. I'm looking for Soul Land plus like Monolith or Chrome Mox, so I can One Ring, or I can just One Ring. Oh no, stock up costs an additional because of Lodestone. Yeah, I'm just gonna One Ring and hope this Golem is enough of a pain in the ass for them to not go like crazy. I'd really like to draw land here off the ring. We did not. What do I want to trade? I don't think they're going to block. They have another Nadu. Yeah, they will trade. Here's the thing, though. If they had nomads, they're going to get through this lodestone, right? They're still going to draw a million cards. Like, I think I'd rather do that and try to combo off ourselves here. Could just play Trinisphere now, because then odds are we'll be able to Paradox Engine win next turn. Let's try that. Go Force of Vigor. Trinisphere. Okay, so they have a force. They're going to use it. Now they're down to one card. So this land tapped. It could be nomads. They may have had it in hand, but still unlikely. I think they would have played it. Okay, they have one card. Could be another force. Ensign. Force of Vigor. I mean, anything. Could be whatever they drew. Alright, Dismember's not bad. Draw some cards here. We need mana. 2/4. It's 5 mana. Enough to engine. Or I can just jewel off a transmute. Play land. Untap Monolith. I guess I don't have to tap my Monolith just yet if I'm transmuting one ring away. And I believe I am, so let's just put transmute on the stack. Last card, Force of Will. What it feels like. Yes. Okay. They kill Nadu, they get another card. I go to 5, and then I go to 2. I think I just pass. Get rid of... I'm just gonna discard the Emrakul. I don't really care that it shuffles. It may very well... I mean, I guess... No, it doesn't make sense. Yeah, discarding Emrakul is fine. Alright, we go to 6. Then we go to 3. And we should be able to kill them pretty easily from here. We're gonna bounce our own Nadu to get card. Then they're gonna fetch. Veil. Left a card on top. Pick up Nadu. Replay Nadu. Fine. And pass. Sure. Alright, we go to 3. I was just gonna say, I would kind of like a force. And we found one. Play the island. Make mana. Cast. Paradox Engine. They're F6'd. Cast. Stock up. Trigger Engine. Draw cards. Untap Monolith. Let's stock up. Go. Grab some stuff. Any order. Oh, excuse me. We'll play the Monolith. We'll draw some cards. I'm not going to use key. It's just very click intensive. It's not necessary. Let's cast a Jewel. Just looking for Emrakul here. It did get shuffled in, so we don't know exactly where it is. But we found it. Okay. 12. Let's play Monolith, and they're at 15 as well, so... 10, 13... Okay, let's cast this Emrakul. And we'll reset our ring so we don't die to it. And we'll take our turn and kill him. Very clean, very nice. 1-0, see you in round 2. Hey everyone, thanks for making it this far. Just wanted to thank everybody, and if you're looking for more, show you where you can find that. If you go to the description below, you can find all of my links. If you go further down in the comments, you can also find my links to bring you to my Patreon, various tiers for Discord access, early access, sideboard guides, donation decks, coaching sessions. You can also check out the podcast within those links, as well as my Twitch, where I do most of my content. You can see the commands that you can use in the chat. Let's say you do dono. You're wondering how to get a link, how to do it. Tells you right here. And the members Discord is within the Storm, MTG Storm community. And of course, it's always going to help if you hit the like and subscribe. So thanks again. Keep storming, y'all. All right, here we go. Round 2 against Urza, the Planeswalker on the play. We take those. And we've got ourselves a turn 1 Trinisphere. Yeah, I will keep, and I think I'm gonna slam the Trinisphere. So Monolith, Trinisphere, good stuff. That'll, ooh, Wasteland. That is not great at all. Probably the worst thing that could have happened. I don't usually see this opponent playing Wastelands. They're usually on like colorless combo. Last time we played them, they were playing Jewel. However, I didn't see the Yorion. So it wouldn't shock me if they're on like D&T. Ancient Tomb was, I think, the best draw possible. That's really all we wanted. All the dude ever wanted was his rug back. Yeah, I guess we'll go copy Artifact. We'll copy this Monolith. And hopefully we can Jewel next turn. If we don't get Wastelanded again, they are in huge trouble. Let's see, they did Surveil, so it does look like black-white D&T. I know it's been putting up some reasonable results lately, so not surprising that we're running into it. Kaplan, go. Love to see it. Saga. I'm gonna play it, because we draw into another Transmute. I won't actually have quad blue. And it would be nice to have quad blue. Okay, so what we can do here... Well, I think I'm going to draw more cards first with Metamorph. Let's do that. Okay. Well, now we have Force, and if we need to, we can use Odawara. And then next turn we can just kill them. If they do nothing, we can untap a Monolith even, so we're not even, like, leaving anything on the table, per se. I mean, this is the type of game that shows the power of Trinisphere. They just can't really play cards that would otherwise be effective against us. Skyclave. Gonna hit the Trinisphere? Sure. It's fine with me. I mean, now they'll have Solitude, which is like, whatever. It hits Emrakul, but I have Force. So, I don't really care. Untap a Monolith. But it's probably the only play they really had to make. I mean, we could just play a Trinisphere too. I kind of want to. Don't need to, but I think it's funny. Why not? Alright, let's go transmute one of the jewels away. So it'll just flat out get an engine. Then I can cast Stock Up, which nets mana. Oh yeah. Good stuff. Alright, D&T. So I need a Defiler. I like Dismember. I don't hate Needle. I'm not sure it's probably just good enough though, right? Maybe not. Like in our opener, obviously it hits Vial. And it can hit Wasteland. Not as good on the draw. It's not very good if we draw it later on though. Yeah, I'm not gonna play Needle. Alright, Defiler, Dismember. No thanks on Lodestone. Force of Negation is okay. I think I'm just cutting the Trinispheres. I don't know that I want them even on the play. But maybe. Can I really afford to show and tell? I'm at least gonna trim. Force of Negation's not spectacular, but it can help stop Deafening Silence. Alright, I'm gonna run it like this. I don't think your sideboard map is perfect for this matchup, however, I'm not sure that it needs to be. I'm okay with this hand. It's seen better, but it's definitely serviceable. I wish I had a non-Emrakul card in my hand, but other than that, we got multiple lands, we got Force. We've got plays to make with our lands. They mulligan to 5. So far, I'd say life is good. If I have to Force, do I pitch land or Stock Up? Honestly, I think it's Stock Up. But it's really close. You could pitch Stock Up, and then draw another land, and you're kind of bummed. You could pitch land, never see another land, get Wastelanded. Especially with them on 5, I feel like you're supposed to reduce cheese factor. Although, we're kind of on 6 with this Emrakul. Thoughtseize open. Okay. I mean, they'd probably take the ring, which is unfortunate. But I don't know that I want to trade Force and another card so that we get to keep the ring. Because if they take the ring, we at least have their next thing covered. Yeah. And we do have Stock Up. Like a blue card. Or blue land. That kind of counts as a blue card. Actually, now we can't even get Wastelanded, so it's really good. That was considerably better than just drawing a blue card. Aether Vial. Yeah, I think we allow it from this spot. This member's not bad. Stock Up. Do I want to try to Jewel? Saga's going to be kind of late. If I'm trying to Jewel quickly, Should just take Metamorph. Although Jewel and Metamorph is not like spectacular here. I don't have other copy effects. I think I take Saga and Transmute. I don't have anything to transmute yet. Maybe it's Metamorph and Saga. Any order. And I will pass. Took Metamorph because there's a lot of things it can copy that are good. Bowmasters. And we draw a Jewel. Another reason why I took it because we just draw a Jewel. At least it makes our Jewel better. Alright. I'm gonna play the Saga. And I'll pass. And they don't do anything. Wild goes up to 2. Got 4 cards in hand. Wasteland is pretty annoying. Could go for the risky play of hitting Ancient Tomb. I feel like that's way too high risk. They even know about the Seagate. They have Flicker Wisp. This is going to flicker their Wasteland. We could force it so that we can play Jewel. I like that. Especially given that we have this Dismember. Monolith, not bad. +1 mana post Jewel. Or just +1 mana, period. Might as well play it. Play Tomb. I guess. No, I like tapping Island. Obviously, quad blue can be helpful. We like draw multiple transmutes. But making a token and being able to dismember is also helpful. Okay. So I think I just pass here. Actually, I changed my mind. I guess playing Manifold Key and untapping Jewel is totally fine here. I think they're going to play like a Felia. Or they just don't have a 2-drop. Alright, that's pretty good for us. That sees us. Okay. Make Dismember, that makes sense. Activate with Aether Vial. This could be that stupid, like, Null Rod / Curse Totem. Does one other thing, too. Which would be real bad. So I guess supposed to make a token. Get a little punished if it's just Flicker Wisp, for instance. But I don't see why they would just use it if that were the case. Maybe it could also be a haste creature, but I don't see that happening. It's black-white. I suppose it could be Mardu with Bombardiers. Doesn't look like it. This is certainly not unlosable, but I still feel okay about this situation. Let's see what comes in here. It is, in fact, the dumb card. Interesting. Yep, there's the Wasteland. I do have another Saga coming, and I can copy this thing so that they can't take my Jewel, which only does so much. Obviously, they wouldn't be able to tap it for mana. They've only got 1 card left now. Their Aether Vial doesn't work. Defiler is pretty funny. That would have been pretty good last turn. All right, let's play Saga. And Metamorph. Copy this thing. Get in for 5. Still ways this goes wrong. And certainly starts with them having something that kills our Conqueror. And then stealing Jewel. Drawing cards. Well, let's see here. Yeah, 2 cards. Reasonable chance they just wind up scooping. Nope. They might have some sort of trick up their sleeve. We draw Chrome Mox. If I remember correctly, in my experience, this opponent, if they have a chance to win, they're going to play. Believe that's what I've seen. Don't blame them. Okay. Second Saga looking pretty good, too. Yeah, land number 3. Flicker Wisp. Okay, so they can flicker my Conqueror, get in with their Conqueror, steal Jewel. Well, they're going to flicker my Construct. Interesting. Alright, well, let's make a token and see what's up here. No attacks. They have 1 card in hand. Not the best draw. Make another token. And I suppose I'll get a Chrome Mox. Imprint. Do I attack with both? I don't think so. We're at 7. Alright. Attack with our Construct. They gotta jump with something. I They conclude that they have to get rid of their... Well, no, because they'll still have my Conqueror. It's funny. Just get a chump with their Flicker Wisp, I would think. Jump with Conqueror. Sure. Alright. We pass the turn. I think they're hoping to draw another Flicker Wisp. Or maybe they have another one. They do have another 3-drop. It's a sweeper? No way. Oh my. Me with my force. Okay. It's pretty good. Now what, though? Alright, they left the Manifold Key so that they can keep their Aether Vial. That makes sense. I don't think attacking makes sense. If they do, I will snap off the block. We get to play a Defiler. They don't know that we have Defiler. I don't think they can attack. Okay. Draw Transmute. No second blue source yet, but blue card for force is not the worst. We could attack. Puts them to 2. I think I'm supposed to attack. Like, them drawing with Jewel is not the biggest deal. Conqueror's in play. Not to say there isn't a world that we get punished, but I think this is correct. Typically, not always, but typically, when one person doesn't attack, usually, or oftentimes, correct for the other person to attack. Yeah, and I'm just going to pass. And now they can steal Jewel. I think it gets dicey if they wind up with, like, Solitude. Okay, another Conqueror. But yeah, more than likely what happens is we just force their play. And, Conqueror in play, this Jewel doesn't really matter. In fact, they can't even attack. Still, even. Unless they want to try to spike a Solitude, I guess. In a white card. But, I don't know about that. Okay. Oh, now we have our other blue source, but no transmute. It's okay. Now we attack. They have to trade. And then we can play Defiler. I think I can even play Ring first. Let's go black, red. Play the Ring using 2 of the red, 1 of the black. And then the 2 blue. Oh, I'm sorry, 1 of the blue. And now these don't hurt us. So I can play Defiler, which kills Aether Vial. We're going to activate Baelmerk. Interesting. What are they going to pick up? This game just got weird. I should probably... Well, yeah, I should probably draw a card before making my choice. If I draw, like, Copy Artifact, I'm just golden. They picked up the Conqueror. I think I'm still activating. And draw another 1 ring. So if I hit Baelmerk, Conqueror doesn't do much for them from this spot, I don't think, without Baelmerk. They can pick up Yorion and play it, but without anything in play, it's really not that impressive. Yep, get rid of the Baelmerk, and guess we pass. They do get a draw step. They said not targeting was so good right there. I don't know what that means. Alright, so now they have Yorion. We can draw a bunch of cards with the Ring. We can re-ring. They're at least not dead on board, but they're going to lose a lot of stuff. That's assuming we draw completely blank. Okay. Let's see what we draw here. Stock up. Sure. Draw some cards. Sink into Stupor. Paradox Engine also just kind of wins. Let's untap. Whatever. Play. Engine. Play Chrome Mox. GG's. That was a close match. Good match. Stinks they had to mold a 5. But hey, we are 2-0-4-0. See you in round 3. Alright, here we go. Round 3 against XanaZero. Or XanaZero. I don't know. However you would pronounce the X. I'm going to keep this. Obviously, we need some sort of mana. Land or Chrome Mox. But we have 23 of those. 2 draws to find it. Our hand is otherwise quite good. Emrakul is the worst possible. There you go, Saga pass. Alright, looks like opponent is probably playing Blue Painter. There's the Grim Monolith, sure. Another Grim Monolith, sure. Play him a 1 ring. Now, we could be copying this, but I think we're supposed to just force. We might force back. Probably Metamorph. Okay, that resolved. They do have Key in their deck, so not in love with this spot, but we did draw the land, so let's go Monolith. And pass here. Hope nothing too drastic happens. We've got 4 cards. Really, Emrakul is just like, obviously, not only is it the worst in terms of like, doesn't do anything for us, but now our Emrakul is not in our deck and we're playing against Painter. Well, I'm a spur boot, so Emry, I mean, is coming. Yeah. Makes sense. They flip over Key and Engine. Not sure that could have been any more perfect, but it's probably going to take them a little bit of time here. Yeah, they can't cast the Key yet. They missed their land drop. They were pretty much, like, dead in a couple turns. Chrome Mox. So if I imprint stock up, I could Jewel with a copy artifact in hand. I think I'm interested in doing that. It doesn't feel like they have a force, and feels like a powerful play here. If they do have force, they could force this, and then I could untap Monolith at least. But they don't, so let's get Jewelin'. See what we can come up with here. Force, sync. Yeah, let's play the copy artifact. Show and tell. Nice I can get Emrakul back in my deck potentially here as well. They have 3 cards. I think I just want to bounce Emery. Bounce Emery. Pay the ward. Play a land. And they can replay Emery. If they miss another land drop, that's all they're doing. We could just force it as well. Yeah, they're just off it. They're just too far behind. Alright, Blue Painter. I do want Defiler. I don't hate Dismember. Needle's good. Take Force Negations. They have Thoughtcast and Stock Ups. And One Rings and Paradox Engine. I don't think I want a Leyline. Greatest consideration on the play. Let's not play Trinisphere. Bring this stuff in. Show and Tell can be a liability. Let's trim a Chrome Mox and maybe 2 Chrome Mox, one of the jewels. And let's run it. On the play, we probably play Grid and Trinisphere and just get rid of the forces. Hopefully they didn't see me play this on stream, because I played 2 Karns in the board, and you don't want to see Karn. Okay, my apologies, my internet actually just went out for a couple minutes. I'm gonna keep this hand. I mean, once again, we need mana, but it's one of the reasons I've gone up on overall mana sources in this deck. 20 lands, 3 Chrome Mox, and I don't even need to hit a soul land for the One Ring, because we have these stock up, so a blue source would also work. Chrome Mox would work, and we have double force. We can make a play. They go Petal, land. They had 5 cards, they kept on 7. Emery coming in. I'm gonna fight over Emery. Okay, they let that go. They're gonna rip on the Petal to Emery again. I'm also gonna fight over this Emery. And we're both probably gonna look at each other for a bit, and we'll see who draws out of it. Playing Ancient Tomb gives me a chance to draw another Ancient Tomb to be able to play the One Ring. I don't think it's worth it. We're only so likely to draw exactly Ancient Tomb. We don't have City of Traders in the deck. Right, they've got a Saga and a Monolith, sure. These are copy effects, really good draws. Now the ring is not the best. At least I can get through some sort of counter. We're looking for any mana or copy effect. It's copy effect and copy Monolith, and then we can use leverage key and play the One Ring. And best draw is just drawing Grim Monolith itself. We will see what happens here. Stock up, that's fine. Not going to be mad about that. We find Saga and a copy. I will take Saga. Short on blue mana. I'm still going to take Transmute. I think it's the best card to go with. Go with Saga here. Do have Emrakul in the deck, so that helps. Only so much though. Obviously they have access to Soul Guide if they want it. Making a construct is good sign. Taps down their Monolith. They probably still get key here, yeah. Hopefully they don't have a ring. Looks like they don't. Wonder what they do have. We get all rings. They probably have Force of Negations. I mean, we can challenge this construct over the course of 2 turns. We have to take a lot of damage, though. Probably at least 8. Then I can only attack with, like, 1 construct at a time. Yeah, I'm gonna Slam Ring. They probably Force a Negation. Maybe even Consign. No, just nothing. Alright, that's good, obviously. Oh, they have Hull Breacher? Yeah, sure. I mean, we're not really gonna, you know, not gonna be able to deal with that from this spot. This turn, at least, right? Like, we can transmute next turn. And kill it with Defiler. Thoughtcast, yeah. Odawara, they've got 4 cards. Now, play 4-drop if they drew one. Monolith. Yep, 1 ring. They go up to 3 cards. We have protection. Back anyways, sure. Alright, we go to 9. Sink into Stupor. Well, we gotta get a Chrome Mox here. Yep, the 1 Chrome Mox is gonna imprint Sink into Stupor. Transmute our 1 ring. Get Defiler. Pay the 1. Triggers. I mean, I guess I am going for Hull Breacher here. No, we pass. I mean, I don't think we're favored, but it's something. Draw some cards. They've got key, so they can draw even more. Yep. They got 9 cards. Play Saga. Play Thoughtcast. Mox Opal. Emery, yep. Sure. Lava Spur Boots. Whip on Emery. Play Pedal. Yep. It's kind of free to do. Might as well. No attacks. We draw land. And we probably get forced. Yeah, they get forced well, pitching stock up. And I'm gonna go next because they're about to draw 10 cards. So they'll be able to figure it out from there. Right on the play. I think I'm gonna cut force. And we'll play the Trinispheres. I will add 1 more Chrome Mox in. We definitely have fewer imprintables without the forces. Oh, I'm sorry. Playing the grids. Maybe Show and Tell's a bit dicey with Hull Breachers. Yeah. I'll leave 1. Okay. Classic Chrome Mox, no imprintable. We did just go down on a lot of imprintables. One's kind of on me. We otherwise don't have much mana anyway, so I think we just get rid of that one. And seems fine. Bottom one of those. I don't think I just want to open on Needle. Seems a little bit crazy. So I'll lead on Island. They play Saga. We're hoping they're sandbagging like Petal and Opal for whatever reason. Trinisphere. Number 2. Okay, the problem here is they can get under Trinisphere with Needle. We would have been in a better spot had we named Saga. Not so sure that that would be the correct thing to do, though. I'm going to still Trinisphere. Non-zero chance they just force it anyways. If they don't and they're going for Saga stuff... Okay, so they do force. Excuse me. Because if they don't force it and they go for Saga stuff, at least we have Needle to, like, you know, stop the second token. Alright, so they've got the Tomb. That's a ring. Pretty interesting. I want to be Trinispheering. Let's Needle. I'm gonna make a construct. I am gonna name Saga. And I'm gonna take 1,000,000 damage. And play Trinisphere. Alright. This will be challenging. Being this construct underneath our own Trinisphere. Yeah, Lava Spur Boots. Play an artifact land. Hold up mana for force. Try to get under. It's a good plan. And if they've got a force, it's probably gonna hold up. Alright, 1 ring is in. And I will pass. They have a Hull Breacher. They're gonna want to cast it, and then we can draw a card. Okay. They're not casting it. Could upkeep the One Ring. And they might play the Hull Breacher. Let's see if they have it. And if they do, if they want to cast it. It's like, no. It's a Paradox Engine. Interesting. We are priced into using the ring. They do have, or drew, Hull Breacher. Strange. Very strange. They must have just drawn it. It doesn't really make sense to have not cast it. Essentially means we're dead. Alright, we can stock up to find... No, Tomb doesn't even work. I'm going to say Tomb plus Emrakul. Then we would die to our own One Ring. Emrakul Saga. Alright. I mean, Hull Breachers is definitely what beat us there. I don't know how solid playing Hull Breachers is, but it's definitely good against us. Also entirely possible Trinisphere is not the way to go even on the play, right? I'm just testing the card, pushing the limits, so... GG's, 2-1, see you in round 4. Alright, here we go, round 4 against Shadyrat. On the draw, the slow hand, but I'll keep. Start with a couple of Urza's Baubles, so this is some sort of 8 cast. Or maybe it's a cori-steel cutter situation. Now that we've seen a Volcanic Island, I feel like that's probably what we're up against here. Alright, we'll play Seagate, and we'll pass. Cards that we want to see is some sort of acceleration. Tomb, Chrome Mox, Monolith, or Force. And there's the Steel Cutter. And Bauble, sure. Now they got a hasty trample prowess thing. Shown them. Go until Otawara Seagate. Okay. Although I played a Seagate. They saw that before, so they don't necessarily know that we have another. Alright, there's the Chrome Mox. Now we could just slam a Show and Tell. Because they'd probably wind up countering it. Instead of slam, and if it lands, then we get a One Ring. We don't get a trigger. A little dangerous, but probably worth doing here. Imprint the other Seagate. I mean, maybe it's... Because if they counter it, then we're like stocking up and then doing something, we might be dead by then. Although we'll have a One Ring. We can jam a One Ring next turn. Let's Show and Tell. It almost surely gets dazed or forced, but just no. Okay. And they only got a land, so not bad. Take those. Entirely possible they don't realize that we don't have a One Ring trigger. They might not attack. I mean, probably unlikely, but certainly possible. Alright, so they got a prowess dude. It's gonna get bigger and bigger. Presumably they did not have a force. I don't think you let that Show and Tell just ride. But now they've seen 4 new cards. I would expect some other prowess stuff. We'll see how deep they are here. Like, it might even be Phoenix. Bolt. Now they got 2 things coming in. Getting in for 5. They certainly know we don't have a One Ring trigger. That is for sure. A force would be a nice draw. Stock up is not great. Trinisphere is not great. These are all pretty bad. We can transmute for a jewel. Guess that's our play here. We have to hope they have nothing, and we have to hit well. Not draw well off of the One Ring. Alright. Bolt that one in. Cast, transmute. Even a daze really screws with us here. Just have a force. Yeah, I mean, technically it's non-zero that we're not dead, but we're pretty much dead. Alright, let's play Rids, cut forces. I'm gonna play Trinisphere on the play. I don't think it's worth it on the draw. Yeah, I mean, I can play Defiler from one of the Chrome Moxen. We don't have a ton of imprintables now. I mean, we lost the die roll and we kept a slow hand, right? But I've noticed I've been winning a lot more when I just keep hands that have lands and spells, whether they're looking slow or not. I think more often the way that game goes is they force Show and Tell, and then we get to land One Ring. Then we get a whole additional turn from what we did get because of the One Ring trigger and the fewer amount of damage that we would take, smaller amount. But they didn't have a force then, and they brainstormed into a force. Classic one lander. Okay. This hand is okay. I'm bottoming copy artifact. We really need to dodge Wasteland. And would have been a lot better with a Chrome Mox or a Monolith. But I'm going to lead on Ancient Tomb so that our Saga tokens doesn't conflict with casting Trinisphere. And then we're going to hope to go turn 2 Saga Trinisphere. They kept on 7. Ponder. Sweet. We're not getting consigned. Do we play around days if we draw Chrome Mox or Monolith? Huh. Or Ancient Tomb. I don't think so. I think getting this Saga going is pretty important. I mean, if they have a force, then either way they're countering it, and then we don't get Saga in. I don't know how much they actually are playing days, right? With Steel Cutter. Okay. They did have days. They opted out of using it, which means they really value playing a 2-drop here, which is probably Steel Cutter, of course. Yep. The Bauble. Yep. We show the Metamorph. And Ancient Tombs. I mean, could win us the game. See what they wind up with. Could copy Steel Cutter, pay 4 life to do it, and not have a follow-up spell. Doesn't seem great. Play Darcy. Brainstorm, that's brutal. Yep. Steel Cutter. Failing. Leaves the card on top. That's not good. Alright, so they get in for 4. They've got Delirium. They've got it all figured out. I don't think making a Saga token helps us. 1 ring. 4, 5, 6. Like Chrome Mox. We're just so dead next turn, so we just have to go for it. I don't think I want to play around Spell Pierce. I think I'm playing Key. Doing pure upside here. Slam Jewel. Hope if they have something, it's Days. They left a card on top and drew it. Would you keep Days? Maybe. More likely it's just the Force. Edging Days. Alright, I mean, we're not going to beat what they just did, unless we have like a Tomb Grid start with a reasonable hand in addition to that. That's fine, we'll see you in the final round. Alright, here we are in the final round against DLCabelo. On the play, reasonable hand, I will keep. They also kept on 7. I'm just going to lead on Saga and play Key. We got Force up. We're going to be making constructs. Might be able to get to this Jewel eventually. Not a bad opening here. Copy artifact. Well, that makes this Jewel a lot more lethal. Pass, they'll probably Surveil. Tundra? Cycle? Brainstorm. Sure. Alrighty. What are we looking at here? Breakfast? Stifle Knot? Stifle Knot is like... maybe the worst matchup for our deck. There's just a deck full of cards that are like specifically designed to interact with us. Stock up or constructs. I'm hoping we'd find some mana along the way. I'm gonna make constructs. I'm gonna Chrome Mox. I'm gonna imprint this copy artifact and play the land. Start attacking. Hopefully we don't have to use force. And next turn, if we don't draw anything really, we can just stock up. I can just pitch Metamorph instead of stock up if I have to use force. They've been a basic plains. God, these lands are terrible. I got a set of these things when I won the showcase and I just immediately sold them. It doesn't matter what land it is. They're all like super gold like this. Swords plus swords. That's fine with me. They want to waste 2 cards on my Saga. That, well, I guess I got a Chrome Mox and used another card pending on Key. Okay. I mean, all those things are annoying, but not enough for me to force. I'd rather stock up and have a force for it. Land, show and tell, transmute, another stock up, Trinisphere. I think I just want to go land, stock up. Let's do that. I'll play the land. And now we're in the same spot, but we didn't miss our land drop. And we gained a Paradox Engine. I have 4 cards. Are playing Airlingus? So it's Jeskai. Back to basics. And that's also really bad for us. I will force. Alright, good. Don't have to deal with that crap. Monolith. Okay. I'm gonna slam a Jewel. Worst thing that could happen to us would be Airlingus. Trinisphere is interesting. I think I'd rather try to find a force, though. They can still Airlingus into my Trinisphere and take Jewel. Well, I can still do that. Okay. Big Metamorph. And sink into Stupor. And I'm going to play out the Seagate Restoration. Maybe I should have played it untapped because of Back to Basics. I guess if they're slamming Back to Basics from this spot, I'm not too worried about it. It does suck. We just need to not get hit by Airlingus. That's exactly what's happening. You gotta be kidding me, man. They usually play one of these. Sometimes two, I guess. It's like the only thing that punished us. Okay. Well, the reason I took Metamorph is because I can still copy the Jewel. Well, now there's Narset. Rainstorm, sure. They draw a card. Rainstorm first. I think the play is going to be well, we'll see. I think it's Trinisphere into Metamorph, copy Jewel. Jewel trigger on the stack, sink into Stupor Narset. Another Trinisphere. Or no, it's lead on Trinisphere. Copy the 2/2. Attack. Doesn't get blocked. Wait, why did the trigger draws 3 cards? Oh, it doesn't. Oh man, the trigger does not happen the way that I was thinking it does. Yet. Well, I've got the Jewel back, and I can bounce this stupid token. And now I do get to take the Monarch. They don't draw cards, but they won't. They don't have another Airlingus. They can't take my Jewel. Trinisphere is a major pain in the ass for them. And if they just have another Airlingus, I'm just gonna lose it, I guess. You can't be serious. They just happen to have both Airlingus? There's no way you're playing more than 2. Dude, this is outrageous. I swear, this is the type of luck I get every time I play Jewel. The past, like, I don't know, the past month, every time I go to play Jewel, just something absolutely outrageous happens. Obviously, I made a huge blunder last turn. I just mean pretty slim odds that they would have Airlingus in the first place. Reasonable enough, like, you know, not going crazy about it. But to have a second one, they haven't even activated Narset yet. I guess they'd be less upset if they found it off at Narset, but they just had it. I mean, I think they intend on not activating Narset in this circumstance so that it sticks around, but geez Louise. Hopefully Trinisphere proves to be enough of an issue here. Wrath of the Skies. X equals 1. Okay. The tokens are gone. Back to basics. I just can't. Pretty wild. I mean, I guess I'm playing Grids and Defiler and Golem. Got the forces. Trim at least 1 Chromox. Trim 2. Alright, sand is more or less unplayable. This one's pretty good. I want to just be slamming Trinisphere. Really good if I can draw a blue source and start jeweling. I think I'm supposed to. If it gets countered, it gets countered. If it doesn't, they're not doing anything for a few turns. And then entirely possible we're not doing anything, but if we draw any land, we're good. Because if it's a Saga, we can start making constructs under the Trinisphere. If it's an Ancient Tomb, I can just untap my Monolith and then wind up casting Jewel. And if it's a blue land, we can show and tell. Tomb, Monolith, 3 ball, and they have a force. If I had a blue source, I'm just going to show and tell. We did. Get that one in. And get after it. It's in there. What do they got? It's going to be like Stony Silence. It's another land. Grid and Key. I don't hate that. Play Key. Untap. They're pausing here. Okay. I'll play a grid. Signed to memory, maybe? No, they would have consigned that jewel trigger. Copy artifact. Holy moly. Transmute. You just get a lodestone golem? No. I'm no coward. Well, once again, we're super dead to an Airlingus. Oop, they're off it. Okay. See if we can do that again. It is super slow. I think I'm supposed to mulligan. This is very good. I will keep. I'm gonna bottom one of the ancient tombs. It's either that or Monolith. I think I'd rather just have Monolith and Island. That way I can still get to 4 on turn 2 if I need. They mulled to 5. They're on 5 on the play, I'm on 6 on the draw, but I have a very strong hand. Having said that, there's a lot of stuff that control deck could have that give us major issues, even on a deep mulligan. Lead on a grid. No rod, stony silence, you know, stuff like that. Obviously, we have outs to that sort of thing, namely with transmute, and I do already have double blue with basics, no less, which is nice. Oops, all grids. Don't hate that. Consign to memory. Sure. They have 1 card. Copy artifact. Play another grid. Play a monolith. They got surveil. Ridiculous archive, yeah. Left a card on top. Land number 4. Okay. Defiler, not a great draw. Copy artifact on defense grid, and then play a 1 ring. And draw a card. That one into play tapped. And hope we don't get hit by back to basics or some sort of no rod effect. Caracas. Alright, they still got nothing. There's that transmute. That can't get Defiler, because we drew it. Ottawa is nice. Yeah, let's just jewel here. Is that true? Should I jewel? Maybe not. Sets me up to lose the Airlingus. I'm gonna keep my grids up. Let's get Paradox Engine. Try to just straight up win next turn. Airlingus would still hurt. Back to basics is fine, I guess. We go to 7. Draw a jewel. I'm gonna play Tomb. And I'm just gonna pass. We're still really cold to Airlingus. Alright, we got lucky. And now they're still under these grids. And we can just kill them pretty easily here. Play this Otawara. Go for Jewel. Draw some cards. Play Monolith. Draw some cards. Make some mana. Play another Jewel. Draw some more cards. Mana. Cards. Mana. Play another Monolith. Draw 8. You only have 4 cards left in deck. There's Emrakul. Then I can re-ring. They're gonna bounce Emrakul. Let's play Lodestone. Copy. Lodestone. Copy Lodestone. Copy Lodestone. And then sure, bounce my Emrakul, we attack you for 20. Of course, we can just replay the Emrakul. We can replay the Emrakul and then cast it and refind it infinitely through Phyrexian Metamorph. Okay, so people ask me all the time, what do you think is the best Jewel build? Or I'm playing in an event this weekend, can you send me an updated Jewel list? Which, for a while, has been a tough question, because all I've been doing is trying to make different builds to test the waters and, you know, put in the work to try to find what sticks. When I create decks and I have an answer for that question, it's at the cost of a lot of work, right? And currently doing the work, or have been for a bit. So I haven't had great answers to that question because I've been in the process of figuring it out. Having said that, playing this many blue cards, playing Trinisphere, playing Chrome Mox, playing Saga, I think I want to be doing all those things. Trinisphere in the main. Like I think it's extremely powerful right now. I've been embarrassing show and tell. You'll have to forgive me. I played the first 4 matches 2 days ago, and then I just played the last match, so I don't remember the other matches. I think we played against show and tell once. But I went through a league with this before this as well, and played against show and tell twice and just destroyed them both times. Trinisphere is just such a pain in the ass for them. And Chaos Defiler was already a pain in the ass. And there were times that we did one opal. There's going to be times where it really sucks that we can only get Chrome Mox. The only thing is Opal really just not otherwise that good, generally speaking. But I like the list. I haven't played it enough to know, like, for sure the exact numbers. But I think the main deck is pretty solid. I like having 20 lands. I thought Chrome Mox would be able to supplement well enough, but it's not necessarily the case, given that we're only playing 4 soul lands. You just really need land drops. I'm not 100% about the sideboard just yet. Ley lines, we'll see. But that's going to wrap it up for this one. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next one.